is to do a series of points in any order or any way, as long as they connected at the end. The next step is we're going to start joining the edges. And in this particular variation, we're going to just skip one point. So we're going to take this and we're going to join it here to this one and skip that one. Then we're going to aura this line and go to there. So we're going to turn the tile clockwise and go to the next one, and we're going to join it to here and then aura down to here. Turn the tile clockwise, and this is your point at the top there. Join it, aura, turn, join it, and it doesn't even matter if you join it in kind of a curvy line. It sort of makes for a really interesting star. Say join here to here. So there's our beginning of our aura knot.
And that's so beautiful, even by itself. And you can see the whole hollaba effect, because the clues that we had was it aura and hollaba.
Okay, so what we're going to look for now, there's only one line on here that's one continuous line, and that's where we're going to always go back to. So this line right here was the first one we put down. So that's sort of, if you want to even mark it a little bit so you'll know where you're going to begin each time. We're going to, in our usual way, we're going to aura that line again. Turn it clockwise, aura the next line, turn it,
The beauty of this is it works with even numbered or odd numbered triangles.
Any number.
Any number works. So at first we think, I mean, Maria came up with this idea. All she had when she was starting it was a piece of newspaper and a pen, and you should have seen it. It was like totally covered with this brilliant idea, and it was so much fun. And you see in the newsletter, the whole table was covered with explorations of this. And first we did a 3-pointed one, then tried a 4-pointed one, and then you can do any shape, and it's really simple and very exciting. So it was so cool that we decided, well, let's just put it out there and let people play with it, because it's very difficult to figure it out.
So now we've done this aura on each one of these points and pretty much filled the points. If you want to continue, you can. It's not necessary, but you can. By just keep going around. There you go. Aura knot. So why don't we'll show you again with a different number of points, and then we'll show you some tangulations. Do you want to try one, Rick?
Sure. So when we first started, we did 3. And the beauty of this is that it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical or anything. And then because then you just take it and come around, and even if it's not this perfect curve, it all ends up working really, really well. And so now it goes aura, halaba. And halaba is one of our tangles, and it's done by drawing behind. So that's why we're saying the halaba technique. And aura is to echo a line right next to it. So that's what we're doing here. And that's the basic shape. And so, as Maria said, you find that one that is continuous, and then go back to that one, and just keep iterating it over and over again. And it has this very, a lot of people commented on how it was, had a Celtic knot feel. And you can accomplish that without having to figure out how it's done. Like you don't have to put the dots down and do all the planning ahead of time. And you can imagine, we'll come back to these later and do some shading, but you can imagine how much fun this will be to shade. So there's another version. And we could continue in this, or some of the other things we've done is like put tipple in those spaces.
Okay, so now we're going to get a little creative. We're going to start again with any number of points on your star that you want. And they don't have to be all the same. They can be kind of ragged. Doesn't matter. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 7-pointed star. So now, when we did it the first time, we joined this to this right here. Just going to the next, skipping one point. This time, we're going to skip 2 points. We're going to take this line and join it to this one with our aura. So this is our first stroke. Then we're going to take this one, skip 2 points, and join it here. Skip 2 points. And you can see that even throwing in a little bit of a curve there for character really adds to it.
And again, it doesn't matter 7 or 8 or 6, even or odd, it all works the same. The same method works for any number of facets or points.
Okay, so we have our basic star again. It's just going to end up looking a little different because it joined a little differently. So now we go back to our first stroke down. And again, we're going to do the aura. Turn it to the right, clockwise. And then following that curvy line, it's so pretty. This just makes itself. Don't even have to.
It does.
Oh, I made that a little bit different there, but I think it's going to be okay.
So it's also very forgiving.
So I think that's pretty cool. We could add some perfs or some other patterns inside. I think that one looks just great the way it is.
Another way we can do this is we'll start with a basic shape, just like that first one. And even though this looks a little funky, it's all going to work out, because you can still just go here, and the same principle applies. So you don't have to get, those initial elements aren't perfect. It really is very, very forgiving. I mean, you can make them whatever perfect means, but you can make them really symmetrical or not. But the point is, if you don't make them symmetrical, that's also okay. So what you can do now is make another set of shapes. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to connect it. And then we'll connect it and aura it. And so what we'll end up with is, or are, two of these that will weave together. So now I'm going to go back to the first one, and again, this will work with any number of points. I just did 3 and 3 and a curved and straight because it's easier to follow. But you can do this with any number of shapes, and we'll just, again, aura-ing, and then in the principle of Holobah, we never cross a line. We always go behind. So just by aura-ing and never crossing a line, these will weave together. And we're sort of going fast here, so you can get the idea, but we really encourage you to get this and play with it. So now we'll go back to that original one. We can see it's the one that goes end to end. And now we'll aura and Holobah the straight-edged one. And you can see how they're all interweaving together without planning, without weaving. So instead of taking the time here to finish it, this is what happens when you keep doing it back and forth, and then you can shade it. So you see each one works itself into the other, and they interweave. So that's another application of Aura.
So in looking at what Rick did there, we could try it again. I'm going to do it with, instead of points. See what happens here. Okay, so we're going to, I'm going to do the thing where I'm skipping 2 on this just to kind of get you used to seeing that. And there's the bells. Now Rick just introduced another triangle, but I'm going to just introduce a ribbon, sort of weaving around and in. I've now done so many of these that I can do them in my sleep. Okay, so we're going to go back to the original and start adding the aura. And unlike Rick, I'm not going to go back and do it on the ribbon. I'm just going to do it on the original star and let the ribbon just weave in between.
Nice.
You don't even have to worry about when you're going to finish because it just sort of finishes it on its own. So turn. So that's kind of cool.
There we go.
I love that one.
So I'm sure you're watching this and you can like, oh, I can do this with that, I can do that with that, and play with it in so many ways. And you can nest different ones together. Here's one that we did. Where is that we didn't put on the website, I don't think, but this one Maria did of like starting one and then putting others, nesting others into it.
So anyway, you guys have fun with Or Not. Or not.
Or not.
And send us some samples. These are so great. And we had so much fun with this. We know you will too.
And thank you to the winner
of Or Not. Her name is Maddie, and she will be getting a little something in the mail. And everybody who actually sent us instructions where they made an effort to do this, we're going to put all those names in a hat and pick
a bunch of stuff out.
and we'll send those off too. So thanks to everybody. Have fun.
See you soon.
Bye.